And welcome back, Anime Lately watchers and listeners. It's me, your boy, the Fat Taxi, in the driver's seat, bringing you this chapter reaction of number 267 as I kill my co-host, Miguel. It's SamTheMangaMan.
You gotta run, rabbit, run.
This Fat Taxi.
Oh, welcome back. So everybody just watched the reaction. I'm sure you've done that. If you haven't, go watch that and then come back and watch this review of chapter 267 titled Flames, because let me tell you what, it is flames. It's just been, this whole weekend's been lit. I'm sorry, I can't stop.
It's just like
going. You know?
It's just like they gone through the flyer in flames.
I'll give you that one. You can have that one. That was good. So, yes, we open up this chapter with the Fat Taxi, which I think we made a joke about last review. I love that was the joke that they actually made.
Yeah, it's like
Fat Gum can literally be an Uber Lyft.
It could be an Uber, yeah.
You're like, hey guys, don't worry, come here. I'll run you over right now.
He looks so excited about it. Oh man! But the most important part was like this kind of sealed the direction of the chapters, exactly where it starts. It's a flashback between Hawks and Tokoyami. And he goes...
That's a great foreshadowing, too.
He goes, what's my weakness? I got to pick... So it's interesting that... Wait a minute. It's interesting that that's something Tokoyami would have asked Hawks. Why would Tokoyami have asked him what his weakness was?
But then I also find it interesting that in episode 88 of My Hero AK yesterday that Ray reacted to AK Quick Plug to go watch, that it's interesting that he also helped Endeavor with his flames, of his feathers to help him increase in his speed because of the combustion of his flames. So it has a weakness, but also has a good supporting for fire users, aka like Endeavor.
I would say that so while it's his weakness, he can still he's at a disadvantage. They still can work. Yes. Is what we've seen.
I also see, like, you know, with Tokoyami, like if we know his weakness, since as long as you have your sidekicks and partners, you can help with against his weakness, so that you don't have to to handle the whole flames and being fire and burning more of his feathers. That sort of situation. It's more how you can back each other up, where you know each other's strengths and weaknesses. Where if something were to happen where you're weak against it, you have your partner to help back you up from that situation.
I mean, I just think that this panel tells you what's going to happen next chapter. He goes, so how do you counter fire? And he tells him, before a villain can use it, I strike. And
Tokoyami is going to strike Dabi before he can. He's
gonna have to try and take him down almost immediately. Right. So I don't know. This whole first page already was like, yo, all right, this is good information. But then also they made me laugh with the Fat Taxi. And we talked about this 2 weeks ago, where we said that they were going to go to the rear guard, and that's where they were supposed to be headed. But there was a chance somehow that Tokoyami might see this. And I said one of two things are going to happen: either Fat Gum's not going to let him go, or in the event that it's a dire situation, which it became very quickly, that Tokoyami would go and fight him.
Right, for sure.
And it was we were right. We all talked about this. It was one of those things where it's like, we were like, yo, this is possible. And it absolutely, I didn't think it was a good idea, because we've seen that Tokoyami has a bad matchup against fire as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, well, maybe not, because these are dark flames, but they're blue. So I don't know. It's still light, but
I was also
who knows what else who else knows what Tokoyami has learned since then?
Does Tokoyami also have feathers of his own? Maybe he can use that to support Hawks. Because
you're stretching it there. You're stretching it there because we have never seen feathers coming out of his dark shadow.
Tokoyami before,
because of what we know, dark shadow could create shadow, create and expand. But wait. Question: is this whole arc happening in daylight, or is it still happening in nighttime?
I think it's daytime. Like, if you look at the panel where we see what we're gonna get to in a second, it shows the clouds in the blue sky.
Oh yeah, the clouds. So yeah, so most likely right now it's the light. So right now, dark shadow is not as strong,
as powerful as it could
be,
be,
as powerful as it would be. So we've
learned that it gives Tokoyami more control over dark shadow when he's out in the. So,
and you also need light to make shadows also, so it can also help him with his working abilities as well.
So out of the two things we spoke about over the past couple reviews in this during arc, we said that we might see Tokoyami meet Hawks and Bakugo meet Blue Genius. So one of the things came true. So now is the next thing: will Bakugo see Blue Genius, aka be the real person or be one of the normals. So we have to see if that next house will be coming true in the next coming weeks.
I can even see in the offshoot that maybe Fat Gum was like he can also use his ability to help shoot the student, maybe help shoot.
Maybe that's what he did. Maybe that's what he did.
You're gonna have to do that.
100% was agree with saying that
like
definitely happened.
Shot right there with the comfy.
He definitely did this
with the meat cannon.
Went, all right, are you ready to play me? Let's go.
Because he stopped, and remember he has done this before. Fat Gum, we've seen him do that before.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, you're right, and
I know like what he's trying to do. Like he's trying to protect the students and kids because they're not like full pro heroes yet. Where your safety priorities and.
Well, I mean, he told him why they're taking them to the rear. He said he said basically that their attacks are big and like wide casts, and so the reason why they don't want them to use them now is because it would disrupt everybody else.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, all right, let's see what Tokoyami does against Dabi. Which I was not expecting. So, but something else happens in the panel that we talked about earlier is that the reason why he decided to go is because he saw in that moment when Dabi shot the fire that Hawks, basically he used to go out the building and around. He saw him in that brief instant, and that's when he decided to go because he saw him. I was like, wait, what? Because it didn't make sense when I got to the part where Tokoyami shows up, but I went back and looked at that panel, and you can see specifically there's something moving in the fire.
He saw his eyes and everything, his little eagle eyes. He went zoom in. So that was a great panel to show the detail and everything. And then it kind of lead up of what he saw. You kill him. So it shows that what happened in the end of the chapter, that this is what happened at the next time. So
and we saw twice his dead body. So he dead.
It confirmed for those people that don't believe him. My dude, dead.
He dead.
DEAD.
Like dead. That's a gruesome. Like I don't think we've really seen too many gruesome scenes like that. Like he dead.
And now like Hawks is being in flames. He's actually stopped, dropping, and rolling, trying to get rid of the flames.
Yeah, he's trying to get out of there because he's on fire.
Hot. So
and he keeps saying these flames keep getting hotter and hotter, which ain't good. And we also found out Dabi is he crazy. I mean, we knew this.
Says like, you killed my friend. You killed my friend. Well, you killed my friend. With a big ass wide smile.
Friend, he didn't. Yeah, whatever. He ain't mad about that.
I used to think that Twice or Shigaraki was the most craziest out of the group. No, my dude Dabi is the most insane one. He's the most sadistic one.
He's the one that's the most unhinged, I think. Basically, he says, that's the face of a man who just watched his friend die. He goes, oh, that's rude. I haven't cried a tear since my ducks got all burned. And I'm like, well, what happened?
Well, what for one thing, he didn't do it to himself. Someone might have.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know that. There's a chance that maybe because we've seen it before where and Endeavor talks about how if you use too much fire, all of your bodily functions start to kind of stop.
Yeah.
And we learned that this weekend.
And that is why AKA Shoto is the best hero for that because he has the best of both worlds. Hannah Montana.
Oh my God. I hate so much. But no, I feel like in this panel here, it's just so Horikoshi did what I asked him to do. I said, please tell us more about Dabi. And he told us like a fraction of a percent more about Dabi. But the most rude thing we've ever seen, I think, and we'll get to it in a second, is I love this part where we go to talk about Hawks. And I did clarify that in the last chapter. I talked about how there was just like a secret sect of the hero agency that gave Hawks his name. No, it's just the hero agency because I found out that Horikoshi was inspired by Messi's backstory. So the famous footballer, Messi, he was inspired by his story, and that's how he changed and made Hawks' story as a kid about going into the hero agency to essentially help his family.
That's interesting. I didn't know about that. So that's interesting about the football player. That's interesting that they did the next comparison of him. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. I thought it was pretty cool. Like, and when I learned that, I was like, oh snap, that's actually really cool. But he said that, and this basically goes into the history of he would have had to have learned Hawk's name a long time ago.
Because he dropped his name.
He dropped his name as a child, and so that led me back to maybe Dabi was also one of those people who was brought in by the hero agency to be trained. Yeah,
it shows that, and that's possible. But also, it also shows that Hawks never was one of the fans of Old Mike, because we know like every single kid was a fan of All Might, but Hawks was the only one that's a fan of Endeavor. And it showed from this episode 88 that he wanted that Endeavor to be the shining bright for the new heroes and the new hero society, not Hawks. He wants to.
I mean, and it's because remember you brought this to the chat. There was the chapter where the criminal was talking about Takami, how you just saved or you stopped the criminal Takami or something like that.
Yeah.
And he goes in this chapter, he goes, can I be like him? Can I be a hero who beats the bad guys just like how I was saved? So Endeavor saved him.
Yep.
At one point, and that's why he was such a fan of Endeavor.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, okay, I like it. And then, it's Hawks asking who Dabi is again. And then we get this most disrespectful panel I've ever gotten from Horikoshi ever, where it's Dabi standing over Hawks and it's a blacked out conversation bubble.
So Ray believed that he told him the real name, and that's why Hawks got that shock face. So like, wait a minute, hold up. So I agree with Ray. At first, when me and Sam reacted, we were just, Black Bubble. He probably said something, but we didn't pay too much mind. But now rereading it, Sam, doing his research and everything, and then Ray saying it, he probably said the real name. He
had to tell him who he was.
He just covered for the audience, for us to not know, but for Hawks to be the only one to actually hear. I'm like, that makes so much freaking sense.
I'm like, come on now. And I'm telling you, he told him because he assumed he's confident he's about to murder this dude. So he didn't care if he knew. So I'm like, and then he says something like, scary as hell, if you ask me. He goes, more than twice, more than anyone, should have been keeping both eyes on me. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, okay.
Which that kind of makes sense when you're undercover as a secret agent, and when you have a file user in the agent that you should also keep an eye on, because that person could take you on any minute. So that's the worst person, you're at disadvantage. So that's a good point to also say, because like, you're F up.
Well, I mean, not even that. It's just because Hawk says, I did all this research on all of the league, and the only two people I couldn't find any information on were you and Shigaraki. And that makes me feel like All For One is directly involved with Dabi as well then. It's at least not directly that Dabi knows, because how would he not know anything about him unless somebody decided to make it difficult for people to find information about him?
But maybe Endeavor has some strings with it that people didn't want to know about his son disappearing or his son, dying as well.
So, I guess I take that back. It probably wasn't All For One. It's probably the Hero Association.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, because if you remember, nobody knew the name of Hawks because nobody knew the backer who was when he was announced in the whole ranking. People just call him Hawks and everything. People just know him as Hawks. So it goes to be the Hero Association. Because remember, our government also has power, and people won't know about the truth.
And they make mistakes too. So it's like, maybe they didn't want anybody to know about Dabi because it was one of those projects gone completely wrong. And I hate to say it, it's probably one of those things where Endeavor offered up his son to be experimented on to make him the best hero.
You're right. That's a good possibility that he'll. Yep, I see that happening.
And then they said that he died, and then the good doctor got his hands on him potentially. Is what I'm thinking, and that's why he feels so bad, because he actually didn't indirectly do it. He by trying to make the strongest hero, he gave his son up to this.
I like that theory, because we have seen some heroes do some things that they have to do for the better of society, and we also know that the government also works with the bad guys because they have to do some things, and not the government itself. It's a division, just like the Hero.
It's the Hero Association. So I
can see that. That's a good theory, right? I agree with that one.
I think it's time for us to learn more about the Hero Association and to find out that they're not always out for the better of the good either. They have to keep heroes, quote unquote, in the spotlight, not just in check, in the spotlight. So how do you balance that? More criminals.
You're right.
So I don't know.
I see that.
Just
interesting.
Hero Association creating their own villains, maybe
potentially.
But
I don't know.
But there's something that also Sam spoke about behind the scenes. It was the connection between Stain and Dabi, that what it could be and what could.
And that's what he talks about. He mentions Stain by name.
Yeah.
And which is like, oh, dang, okay.
And then and then after we see the panel.
All Stain is like, he always had that single conviction. And if you have that strength of conviction, like it has the power to change the world.
The
power to change the world. And Dabi was influencing. It wasn't just him. Like, it was a lot of the people from the League of Villains itself.
Yep.
Toka, Spinner, Mustard Gas Guy, and
yeah, that dude.
and
I forgot about
also and from another person, Gigamakia as
Mhm.
well. Looking
Because-
back all the way from the
Mhm.
like chapters and previously, we always see Gigamakia and his radio, and he's heard the news and he hears the information, which gives us an idea he's also influenced by Stain as well a little bit.
So it sounds like Stain literally was the catalyst for all of this, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
And All For One mentioned this back then too. It's like we don't know how big this catalyst can go, and like we just figured out this was an extra extension
Yep.
of Stain's ideals have done, including his own people, including his own men.
Yep. So I want to mention another really important thing though before we move past this, is that we found out that Dabi doesn't care about the League or Shigaraki. Like,
Yeah, that was obvious. That was
at all.
obvious.
Well, I mean, but now it is confirmed.
Oh,
he
yeah.
doesn't care. He has his own plan. He literally says, "I never gave a crap about them."
but also it also refers to the question as well that what is his end goal? What is it that
he
Dabi
said,
is going for?
I plan to make Stain's will a reality. We just want to know how.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm implying is that was Dabi gonna, like, how far is he gonna go? Is he gonna go and fight Shigaraki? What is he in the league for? What is he?
Yeah.
Why is he using them? And also, not that they brought Stain in this conversation again, because before this arc started, they brought Stain in the conversation about going to the hospital to meet Stain and having another conversation. So is Stain going to be more important in this arc than we seem to see?
I think it'll be more important in the story than we've seen. I don't know about this arc, but the story, I think so for sure.
I want to bring back something where you might be right on something, where Gigamakia can also be influenced and talked by Dabi as well. Mainly because I felt like I feel like these three have the three people that can help that would control Gigamakia is the Doctor, Shigaraki now, and also Dabi.
Potentially.
And now I'm thinking he's holding the radio like, all right, who will give me the command first? And who's going to give me the control? And I think Dabi is the one that's going to be the one controlling Gigamakia of what he's going to do. Mainly because the Doctor seems a little too distracted. We don't see the radio anywhere or communication and stuff. Shigaraki's in the tube. We don't know if there's a quirk that one of them is able to communicate through radio signals and all that communication and shit. I think the only person right now that can control Gigamakia is Dabi himself.
That's a good point. So let's just see what happens in the next chapter, because that's literally going to show what's going to be happening. Because
I think next chapter, unless he completely cuts to somewhere we haven't seen yet, it's going to get wild.
Unless he throws off, unless he say, guys, forget this. I'm going to show you guys Deku. I'm like, I don't care about Deku.
Exactly. Now we're going to get to a point where nobody wants to see Deku. And it's like, God dang it, Horikoshi.
I want to see Mirko breaking the glass of Shigaraki and Endeavor fight. Let's go. That's what I care about.
I want to see that happen too. It's just one of those things where I'm like, well, all right. Because I think we talked about how he was going to cut from the mansion back to the hospital to wrap it up.
But this chapter was so smoothly. Yeah,
it was.
This chapter was so smooth because it didn't feel rushed. It felt here, and it's so well done. Because with what Ray said a couple of weeks ago, and I hope it doesn't happen, but most likely will. I sadly have to agree with him.
Maybe not. I don't know, but it seems likely.
There's so many
Mirko
flags.
herself said,
"I
will not die until I finish this mission," and this is what she said. And it sucks to say because she's so far my favorite character. I was called Bugs Bunny when I was younger, and to see her as a rabbit. Run, rabbit, run. And she said it to herself, run with her legs. And she just said, it's no switch. Just focus on running. If you're going to die, get the job done first. That's a big-ass red flag. That's a huge red flag. It literally said it. And she went in there.
She did.
Break the glass. And then Endeavor come in with the freaking fire and flame.
The support. So basically, she can bust the glass. So she has to break that glass next chapter.
Leg. Glass, leg, guys. Literally.
It's so close.
Glass, leg. Breaking it.
But I will say Mirko made a really important observation about the high-end Nomu that she's fighting.
Yes.
Let's see. It's not because they're wearing me down. I know it better than anyone. I ain't landing any more hits, but their eyes, it's like they're awake now. Yeah. Meaning that it took them a while to get, going, but now
even though
they're really awake and going, and it's like, oh no. Because we saw how bad that one. We saw the trouble that Endeavor had with that one high-end Nomu.
Yeah.
Now with what is it now? 3 left.
Yeah.
That are completely awake. They could be having a really bad time.
Even though I do question, where the fuck are their eyes? Because only see the
you
brain
can see them. If you look at them, you can see them. They're right on the brain actually.
Oh,
so
okay. If it's on the brain, then I get that, but that's just creepy as design.
It is really creepy.
The way, one thing I want to add also is that Hiro is proven with his art style. He has in the panel of page 15 with Mirko and her legs, but over the panel with the art style, he continued improving his art style and evolving with his techniques. So I want to give that quick shout out for his art style and his techniques for his art is 10 times better than it has been. And I've just been loving the improvements of the
I've loved the way all of this has looked. It's all looked so freaking good.
Can't wait for it to be animated though. Oh my god.
Oh, that scene in particular with her running. Oh, that's gonna be crazy.
The song Eminem better be there. Run, rabbit, run. Let's go.
I don't know if that's gonna be there.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there's a very popular song that's called "You Say Run" that better be playing then.
Oh, yeah, that one's gonna be there. That one's gonna be there. Yeah.
Oh man.
Joke there. Yeah.
But oh god.
She ran like she
did.
Really
she is
ran.
fast.
And she did even with her leg being impaled by.
She's lost so much blood.
Brain, yeah.
She died though. She
about to faint. If she's not dying, she's got to faint from
Sam,
blood loss.
She literally breaking the glass of Shigaraki. She died.
She'll break it, but she knows herself that her body is.
I told you, I'm scared that she's gonna break that glass and it's gonna go right into Shigaraki's hand, and he'll be like, "Oh, hi," and then it's like, "Goodbye."
She is in a weaker state, and she said herself, she knows her body.
Yep.
She's getting weaker, and her hits are not landing. At least with Shigaraki, he's standing. He's stationary. He's not gonna move anywhere. At least she can get a hit on Shigaraki or break the glass in the situation and stuff. But yeah, it's bringing up that omen where Shigaraki is gonna wake up early. Either Mirko backs away, or it's Shigaraki's powers unleashing the moment where even she's touching the glass. And then,
and I mean that the high end makes the comment of cramped in here, so they're in a very small space. And to be in a small space with Shigaraki sounds like a really bad time.
Endeavor, just don't hold back. If you have to,
please don't.
If you have to kill Mirko for the better good.
Oh, he won't do that.
No, he can't do that. No,
he won't do that.
I know. No. But right now you have Shigaraki, you have the doctor. Just go for it. Don't hold back. Just do what you're doing. Do what you did to the normal just now. Just wait, burn it. And then plus Tokoyami, I can't wait to fight against. He goes against.
Same.
Dabi.
I'm really excited to see that fight. That's not a fight that I was not expecting that fight, but I'm like, now I want this fight.
Yeah.
So
because in that last panel, we see Dark Shadow pretty much taking out the fire from Hawks.
Yeah, he's basically putting out the fire. Yeah, he took Tokoyami's cloak and is putting out the fire on Hawks.
And we don't know how.
He looks so good.
He does.
Left. Like we don't even know if there's any feathers left from Hawks.
Oh no, he's gone.
It's like almost completely gone. The thing is, how you gonna if you want to plan a fight against Dabi, it's gonna be hard because especially when you're not. This is your weakness with light and the flames and stuff. If you can't fight, you have to try to escape, and escape is gonna be a hard thing to do right now.
Sam, they're gonna fight because right now the only type of feathers that Hawks might. It's the sword that he has for the feathers. Other than that, he has no feathers on his back. That's all gone. So this is definitely going to be interesting turn of events for next week.
From that situation, I don't think anybody else is going to die from where the mountain is, where the villa is in situation. I feel like what's going to happen is that Dabi is going to be the hero to all the criminals that's inside the building that couldn't escape or trying to escape using Gigamakia. And that's going to be the other side of the Civil War.
Yes.
Of what you're thinking.
Or we have Shigaraki handle both Endeavor and Mirko, and then Gigamakia turns up his radio, and everybody can hear Shigaraki's voice, and that gives them
the signal.
The signal. Well, not the signal, but it gives them the motivation to fight back even harder. It's like Shigaraki's ready.
If we get some type of Independence Day speech from my man Shigaraki, I would be like, okay, go for it.
It doesn't really need the whole speech because only Gigamakia needs to hear the
but a
command
line. No, but remember, with the radio or people that could hear it is what they need to have the motivation to fight. Because right now they're underwhelmed with.
They getting their ass whooped.
So they're right now in a approach where what do we do? Who do we listen to? There's no command. So right now, Redestro knockout. Twice knockout. 2 commanders are knocked out. Right now, Toga is sad because of Twice. Right now, Dabi is right now in trouble. So all the commanders are in trouble. And right now, there's 10 commanders. 4 of them are right now incapacitated.
Yep.
So right now, 6 out of 10 don't know what to do, and their top tier commander,
well, I mean, we don't know if they don't know what to do. It's more like they've been pan off shots where we don't know what's been going on, what they've been doing themselves. And
I don't think that I still stand to believe that they got caught completely off guard, and they had no way to really.
They don't know what to do.
But I feel like they can use this distraction to have their own influence, mainly because I know the group that's hidden that has most influence with Stain is Toga, Dabi, and probably Gigamakia together as well.
That's a good thought.
They know their own goals. They have their own reach. I mean, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, there's gonna be like maybe we can use this whole off-guard distraction to help better our agendas. And Twice, well, even Dabi said Twice was necessary from that to help increase the whole League of Villains. The whole Stain ideal to come true and stuff like that. But now without Twice, makes the work much harder. Now you don't have a one-man army. You're gonna have to literally make an army yourself with the rest of the people who's in the Liberation Army, but not as who's misguided, who needs direction in order for them to follow somebody. And that's what Dabi is trying to do, is going to be doing right now.
We'll see, but like we've seen before, Dabi says he doesn't give a crap about them, so who knows what his plan is. But so totally overall, I want to know, like, how about this chapter? What are you guys going to give it out? I'm going to go out of 5 today. 5 out of 5?
5 out of 5. This chapter was freaking lit. Sad. I want to cry because I'm afraid.
I'm worried about Mirko. I'm really worried about her because
out of all the chapters, this one I'm afraid was going to happen next chapter because other chapters she had a possibility, but what she said in this chapter got me scared. So
because it's be like one villain dies and out the entire.
It's one of those things where it's like the heroes could never just come in and just completely wipe the board. You know, like there's got to be some give and take here, and the heroes have taken and taken and taken from the villains, and now something's about to happen where the tide is going to turn at least in their favor in one of these places. So I'm like, okay, when is the other shoe going to drop? I've been waiting for it. So yeah, I'm giving this one a 5 too, because we got a lot of information about, I won't say a lot, got more information about Hawks, more information about Dabi.
But just a lot more questions though, as always.
But that's what I love. The more questions we get, the longer I feel like this can go on in a fun way that we want to learn more about these characters.
It's either we lose Mirko or we lose Hawks, but we know that if Hawks were to give the information all to Tokoyami, then he's okay, like dying in this mission or dying from this moment.
Potentially,
as long as the line of information is able to get through to the pro heroes group and stuff like that, he's okay dying.
It's just like we learn in Dr. Stone. Information is key, and that's what wins.
Information wins wars. So I don't know. I'm really curious. Like now more than ever, I'm excited for this next chapter because there's so many different ways that it can go. I remember after last chapter, I just didn't have many theories because he gave us like solid information, but like it was just enough. But now he's done it again, where he's opening up that next page, like what is possible going forward. And I'm like, God dang it. Okay. I want more Hawks flashbacks. I know this sounds like a crazy time to have Hawks flashbacks, but I want more. I want to know more about this character.
Like, the more flashbacks you have, it's also raised the flag of the death flag too.
I've been thinking about that for a minute with Hawks. It's like,
Hawks or Mirko dying, or if they die together, that's a cute romance story.
I hope not. I hope that they both don't die, but one of them is, I think. I just don't. I don't know.
It's coming to the point where Mirko's gonna die tragically, and with Hawks dying, sacrificing himself, like heroically sacrificing himself. So it's getting to that direction. But who knows? We need to keep it to see for more chapters. We need more chapters. We need to read more.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So I'm like, yep, yes, please. I want more about this. So we've already planned to read and catch up on Vigilantes. Our gaps in knowledge are filled because maybe there's something in there that we missed. Who knows? So all right, well, once again, hey, thank you all so much for watching this review of this newest chapter of My Hero Academia. Chapter 267 is here. I'm wondering what he's saving for chapter 270 because it feels like it could can be pretty large and in charge by the time we get there. But that's not happening until a while from now. All right, if y'all love what's happening here, I want you to let us know what you think is going to happen in this next chapter down in the comments down below. Pretty please. We'd appreciate it. You know, we love theories here. The more outlandish, the better. It doesn't all have to be, well, this is exactly what's going to happen, because we don't know exactly what's going to happen. Have fun with it. Tell us what you think is going to happen. Exactly. If you like what we're doing here and you like these manga reviews, go ahead and hit that like button, because it helps us be shown to more My Hero manga readers and fans. We appreciate it. And if you love, and I'm going to be gentle with you, love, don't you dare hit those people. I swear to God, what we're doing here, hit that subscribe button very gently. Wow. Okay.
That was not gentle.
That was not gentle at all. Because we would love to have more of you here subscribe to the channel so you can see the rest of our manga reviews, the more reactions to other anime they were watching. So which was Digimon, which just added by our boy LegendDVash. So, and Sam, what are you watching?
Ultimate Game, Villainous. All death flags lead to doom.
Well, that's kind of convenient. All death flags lead to doom.
Yeah, that's true. Also, he'll be doing a new one coming out. What's the name of that one, Sam?
The Eighth Son?
No,
sorry,
the Hefner. Yeah,
Hefner. Gleffer. Okay, yeah. I'm going to be doing that one.
Oh, okay. Well, see, you got plenty of stuff to watch and enjoy. And like I said, I'm still, now that the My Hero Academia season is over, sadly, I will still be around to watch Tower of God with you every Wednesday. So it's going to be a real good time. All right, that's all we got for now. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you next time.
Peace.